It's herding with an L. And who took the L? No one. It's a good game.
Oh, yay.
I get it.
In Herdling, you amass an army of gorgeous beasts and guide them on a journey from a city slum to the snow-capped mountains on the horizon. Gorgeous. It's a flow state traversal game, kind of like an Absu or a Pathless. And anyone who's watched the trailer will see the journey that's written all over it as well.
Oh, so pretty.
Yeah,
Look
it's
at that.
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
You control... The interesting thing to me right at the start is the control is that you move behind the herd, as any good shepherd knows. Actually, I don't know anything about shepherding. But you control them from behind, and you basically draw a line and keep them between you and the point that you're sending them to. And you can get really good at it. Which is super cool. You end up with a reasonable sized herd. You know, this is right at the start of the game. It's not a huge herd. But you move them slowly around obstacles, like pitfalls that they'll fall into, brambles that will slow them down, and into bunches of flowers which give you power-ups like the Epona boost, like you can charge. But the whole idea is to get into a state where you can be in that really fast flow state. The music swells, and you understand the point of this really kind of... It's not a cozy core game because it's quite active, but it has... the idea is to embrace the beauty of its simplicity. It is a very pretty game, as you can see. It's kind of painterly in its design. That's in the world and the creatures, but also it has some game design relevance as well. You are interacting with like old tribal paintings of these creatures, the Calicons, and the way that the land... The allegory is basically the conflict between humanity destroying the world by building cities and nature. And obviously the Calicons represent nature, and you're taking them out of the slum back to nature. Yeah, it's a pretty game. It's a short experience. It's about 3 hours.
Really?
Yeah, and...
I love a 3-hour game.
Yeah. It's on Game Pass, which is where I saw it. I hadn't heard of it. The developer, Okomotive, I'm not familiar with.
They did Far Lone Sails and Far...
I love those games.
The other one.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're awesome. They're so
Very
beautiful
similar
and emotional.
in the flow state.
Yeah.
Like,
They were stream-based games, like on a river.
Yeah, you're going sideways and you have to like get out of your ship.
Well,
and do
the
stuff,
first
and
one,
then...
the first one was Far Lone Sails. It was a dried ocean that you went across on a. It had sails, but it had wheels, and you were trying to find water.
Right.
And
Sorry.
the second
yes.
one,
Yep.
Far Lone Shores, I think, did have water in it. But yeah, very similar kind of.
Yeah, and the point of this is is to embrace the emotional journey. You really connect with these creatures. You get to campfires, and you tend to the needs of the beasts when you get there. They might want to play, they might need to be cleaned, they might just want a pat and affection. And so you name them all, you give them all custom names as you find them and tame them in the wild.
so
and
you're naming them as your friends, that kind of thing.
yeah, so you're naming them as your friends,
Yeah.
you're
Like
interacting
Sims.
with them. Like my first one was Pockety, and then it was Baby Pockety, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to have a lot of them. So then I started naming them after everyone else.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
We ended up with Adele's Kidney. I rode up to the peak of the mountain near the end.
That's really beautiful.
But it really is a beautiful, sweet, and well executed game. I think if people go in expecting anything more than a nice emotional journey, there's not anything else to it. It is really quite a simple thing. But for 3 hours, if you've got Game Pass, it's a bit of a no-brainer. You can knock it out in an afternoon, which you're very familiar with.
Hey-o.
And it is an experience that I'll remember for at least a year.
Can I ask a couple of questions about it? So, like, I love that this is so different. I haven't seen a game like this before.
Yeah.
But
Are you talking like art style or the
just the
mechanic?
concept, really. I haven't really seen anything like that.
I agree. That's kind of so appealing to me.
The thing that my brain goes in immediately is that looks annoying, having to like reverse escort, like escort quest. The whole game's a big escort quest. But you mentioned something before. There's a few mechanics they use to make a flow state, like make it fun to actually
So you're
pull you through while you push them on.
Yeah, you're driving them from behind, so you're trying to manipulate the herd by walking around behind them. You can sprint to quickly navigate around the side of them. You get used to it pretty quickly, kind of the herding arc. that you stay in when you're driving them forward, and you can slow them, and you can halt them, and that's important in terms of avoiding obstacles because they might be on a good run. And then the cadence of the game is slow section rewarded with a fast section, slow section rewarded with a fast section. Slow section because you don't want to step on brambles because it'll wake the owls and the owls will swoop down and kill your
Oh,
herd.
wow.
I was
can
about to
die.
ask,
Yeah.
is there a fail state or is it more just a...
I didn't have one die. It's
that can
forgiving. I believe they can. They get injured, and I think if they get injured a second time while they're injured, they will die.
Can you beat them?
But you can heal them up. You can't beat the herd.
Okay.
You can brand them
Ah.
by naming them.
Can you kiss them?
You can pet them.
With your mouth.
With your tongue.
Oz Halloran in the chat said
Yeah.
cow stranding, and I get it.
Yeah, perfect. It is
Yeah.
cow stranding.
They're oh sorry, just to go back on like when you mentioned that there are those sort of fast sections that are almost rewards for going through the slightly more puzzle section. That was a huge part of I think Lone Fast Sales. It was like and I guess Death Stranding does a little bit of this too. These meditative travel games really love, I guess it's not a needle drop, but they love a music swell. They love a buri apparently as well. They love that moment where it just goes, hey, let's just really crank the music and almost take it out of your hands and just let you enjoy the flow state of it. And like those are the moments in those games that really I find stick with you.
Yeah, and like it by the time you're doing the first flow state area, you don't really know what you're doing and you mess it up, and then you get a sense of it right at the end. And you're like, that was cool.
Yeah.
And then the second time you walk into like this open plain, you're like, all right, it's on, and you unleash the herd.
Is there any?
But moments like this can happen where they fall. You gotta save them. You gotta save the herd.
No.
You know,
Isn't it
those-
funny how
Those
you gotta give a little berries.
That's cute.
Oh,
Those Lone Sail fast stupid title games by this dev had emotion to it too. I remember they felt like they built those kind
Well, I
of
was going
emotive
to ask
moments.
without spoiling
and-
it. Is there because
Yeah.
any game with animals and that kind of stuff? I'm thinking of the Two Brothers game, and again
Brothers
those ones.
tell two sons.
It's like, is there moments here that are not heavy-handed, but are there moments here that are trying to like really hit you in the heart and make you feel something that are orchestrated outside of those ones where you might lose some of the herd? Because that always happens in those games. There's that sweet little moment or sad little moment that you're like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a very directed experience. When you're running around in big areas, it's kind of liberating, but there's only one destination.
Yep.
And then most of it is quite linear like this, and you're then just funneled towards. Every now and then a little cutscene beat.
Okay, yeah.
It's just lovely,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Look, it's just a lot of I know what you're saying though. Whenever I'm playing a game and there's like a robot companion, he's gonna die at the end. Always
not
does.
even that just moment where another little character you see like hello, and then you're like you just see their hood and they didn't
That's
make
the
it.
experience. I don't really want to answer that for you because that's the experience of a short game is what the developers choose to do with the heartstrings that they're pulling.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's emotional manipulation with sweet creatures and beautiful music. And so they get to make the choices and then you get to have a reaction to that.
Doesn't most media aim to emotionally manipulate?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. So I'm not gonna tell you how it does that. When there's only so many of those moments in this game. But
The last thing I wanted to ask was, given that these are this is an AI trying to be creatures, therefore kind of, and you're hurting them, so there's a little bit of like, how well do they handle it feeling like a little bit out of control in a way that's hopefully not frustrating? Because I love it when there are in-game animals that you're trying to control, Last Guardian, kind of that. Like, I like it not behaving the way it should sometimes.
So they have, I don't know, I'll tell you about the mechanic that I don't understand after I explain. Anecdotally, they are really responsive to you, and they feel the right level of a little bit out of control in the right circumstances. But if you play it smart and you move slowly, you won't lose control of anything.
Okay.
They do have attributes. If you can look at your herd list, and you can see when they're feeling playful or they're feeling something
Randy.
else, or they're just feeling like calm or they affectionate or whatever. But the little ones tended to play more, like they would be a bit more rascally and separate from the herd a little bit. they get blown by the wind a bit more, that kind of stuff. So, there were beats where it's like, oh, I'm near things that I don't want to knock over, and I'm a little bit worried that little rascal is going to mess with it.
I was reading about a book about cows recently, and this is a short story, I promise. And the reason that like calves play so much is that it's a bonding thing. Like they bond with each other. They're kind of sorting out their social elements, but so many animals have this desire to play when they're young, and then they get a mortgage and it becomes a bit more stressful.
Yeah.
Or they become a
So
hamburger.
Cow mortgages.
I guess it's that interesting thing of like, when can slightly bulky AI feel natural? Because you're like, well, it's a little animal. Of course he's going to go, whoop, that wrong way. And it's like, it can almost play in the game's favor.
Maybe
So
they just scanned the brain of a cow and went from there.
that could have been it.
Yeah, no, it's pretty forgiving around the obstacles that you need to avoid.
Yeah,
As long as you're not being reckless, you will succeed.
I feel like you shouldn't say anymore. I feel like it's just like there's so much. Looks like there's a lot to kind of feel out with this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Discover.
Yeah, and it's a short experience.